Is there anything better than a truly inspirational van tour video? I'm not so sure there is. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Kynance. So this is the latest installment from BROWNBIRD and Company. And you know what? My first impression coming over that hill was that it was the exact same color as the hearing aid, but it's not. It's a little bit darker. It is beautiful. You truly do need to see this thing in the flesh to appreciate the color. The camera does seem to play tricks on colors like this and mine. This could be yours for less than £6. We will get onto that later in the video, but first, mainly because it's freezing, let's take a look around. Volkswagen Crafter, long wheelbase, stunning colour once again. It's quite subtle and minimalist in the fact that it isn't fully loaded, yet the colour is doing all of the work. It looks fantastic. It's got the BF Goodrich's on there. No roof rack. It has got 300 watts of solar, a couple of max fans on the top, bike carrier and universal rack carrier that's got a couple of bike mounts on it. You can truly do anything with these things. You can get a box, you can get two boxes, a bike rack. Let me take you for a closer look because there's a little bit of an extra. I know exactly where this stuff has come from because I am in touch with Coal Hill Customs myself. I am here today, yes, to give you guys a bit of a look around and the opportunity to get yourself a ticket, because once again, this could be yours for £5.10 if you use the code UAO15. That's 15% off. £5.10, one ticket wins it. But also, I'm looking for inspiration because the big van, how this van life kind of YouTube journey started, is coming back. My big van, the Mercedes Sprinter. I have been instructed on no uncertain terms that the van cannot be another man cave. A full refit is coming, and like I've previously mentioned on the channel, if you need inspiration, you've got to check out BROWNBIRD because these vans, the interior, the feel, the warmth. Take a look. Layout of a van has got to be one of the hardest decisions you'll ever have to make. Whether or not you are building your own van, having a van built for you, or you are shopping to buy a van. There are two main deciding factors that your decisions will probably evolve around. This is my opinion now. And that is whether or not you have to have rear travelling seats and whether or not you want a full-blown shower. This has neither, and I've got to tell you, this feels like a small apartment. Wow, does this thing feel big, open, spacious, inviting. If you do not need rear travelling seats because you never look to take passengers, or you are happy with a three-seater across the front if you have just one little one or a dog companion, this is an option. Furniture across your bulkhead because there is no need to skip through from front to back. You are not shutting anyone in the back while you sit happily up in the front. That has opened this van up massively. Never do you get that much footprint on the floor of a van. Never. When I think about my own van, my long wheelbase Sprinter, because I have to have rear travelling seats and we have to have a shower, don't we, darling, in the back, basically, you walk in mine, you got a little pathway to your rear travelling seats and then one sliver that runs right up through the van. It's fine. We have to have those things to warrant having that van. That's why I have my one-man struggle bus. out the front, because I do like to do things a little bit different sometimes. But this layout, not needing or wanting or having either of those things, just leaves me feeling so envious. It feels massive in here. This bed here is fixed in a transverse position, but then it has a bit of a party trick. Gonna start from the bottom here and work my way up and reveal all of the different little tricks it has. So, in here we have a slide out top loading fridge, which I can get on board with. That seems to be my favourite style of fridge. I've tried many, but I do enjoy having them. This here is a slide out table. Beautiful to look at. Rated to 80 kilos, so you shouldn't be putting anything on there that it can't handle. If, for example, someone was to be oversized or was a bit of a spreader, this opens up over this space, doesn't need any supporting legs, and you take one of these cushions, you put that in that section, and that becomes a full-length bed from front to back. While that section there isn't full width, that is the size of a double bed, but also people are bigger at the top. You kind of spread out like this, legs and feet, absolutely fine, gives you that option. Or if you were parked on a bit of a funny angle, and front to back works so much better than side to side. It's just options. Just realised while I've been sat here, another reason why it feels so big in here, because it truly does feel massive. And that's probably because, apart from this section here, which is over the bed, there's no high level lockers. Those lockers can tend to bring the van in at head height as well. If you have them both sides, and I do that because we like to have loads and loads of storage, it can actually make the van feel smaller. But going back to the fact that they have this line of worktop here, this line of worktop here, it doesn't want for more storage. This is storage in here. This under here is storage, storage, storage. I believe that is a little boot box. It has more storage than some small flats, if I'm truthful. This here apparently is one to look out for. This is an oven, air fryer. It's small. I know that's taken up my whole camera, but I've got to tell you, that's the size of probably my hand and a bit. I will look out for that because I am looking for electric solutions. 1600 watt inverter powered by Victron and some Roma batteries. Probably put some B-roll over the top of the little electric cupboard out the back. Once again, more storage. The colour is lovely. How come, once again, they get away with black in a van and it not feeling dark and man cavey? I did drop on this earlier in the year when I did a van tour on the Land Rover. I need to take some of this on board. The warmth, the glow, I do get it. My missus would have me do the van just like this if she could. I don't think I'm quite ready to do live edge worktops, don't get me wrong, but I do need to branch away from just one continuous colour of laminate board. The warmth of the wood grain from the lights, it does feel inviting and cosy, and my Mercedes Sprinter does not. I've got to tell you, when people open the door and say, oh, it's lovely, honestly, my head's gone with it. I promised you guys 3 years ago that I was going to rip it out and start again. I've just been way too busy, bought new projects, had the tables since I decided to do that. But this year, next year, it is coming. Big, big plans on that. Got to stay tuned for that. Let's go check out the garage before I freeze to death. So there isn't a shower. There is a toilet packed away under one of the benches. I have seen enough van tours because when I first started this van thing, I was watching one after another, trying to get ideas of what I wanted, what I didn't want. And now I create van tours, which is strange. I have seen enough comments that say, oh, that van and you haven't got a shower. A shower isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants one. My missus wouldn't be without one, don't get me wrong. It hasn't got a built-in shower, but it does have a shower. This isn't a product sponsor that I've snuck into a beautiful van tour by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know that these are a cool bit of kit because my buddy Rich from Bug Out Vehicles, he has done a full video on one of these. Go check that out. In a nutshell, submersible pump, you throw that into, say, a jerry can, or even just like the river down there. You need a little bit of 12 volts, so just a small power bank or a USB socket, and then one of them gas cylinders, you know, like you would run a jet boil. That's where it gets its true energy from. Combine them and you have instantaneous, continuous hot water that is heat adjustable on the unit itself. Fantastic bit of kit. So it kind of does have a shower. So just taking a bit of a walk around for those bits of B-roll which I probably showed earlier. It's subtle, but not all at the same time. It isn't dripping with exterior modifications like I do with most of my vans, don't get me wrong. It hasn't got sidebars, it hasn't got massive LED light bars on the front and things like that. But it is aggressive in its subtleness. The colour is inviting, yet also menacing. I hope mine does the same thing. What a fantastic van. And once again, you could be the proud owner for £5.10 if you use the code UAO15. The date of the competition will end on the 20th, or that will be the day of the results. Now, dependent on where you live, so if you live on some kind of random island off of the coast, this could be on your driveway for Christmas. Merry Christmas.